Hey there guys and gals, welcome back to Massey Manor, and as you can see, things are a-changing. We're rebooting the Massey Manor series, so there's a reason for that. The Massey Manor reboot is because the Black Sheep modding Old Generation Massey Ferguson pack has now been released for console. It was released yesterday on Tuesday the 19th. And the reason it was released early is because there is a little bit of controversy actually regarding this pack. So, this was an entry into the mod contest. You know, the Giants mod contest for 2017. This was one of the official entries. Now, anything entered into the mod contest has to be completely 100% authentic and original. Has to be their own custom-made models. They're not allowed to use pre-existing mods or anything like that. You know, everything has to be completely 100% their own work. And it turns out that with this particular pack, that is not the case. One of the vehicles, the 600 series, it appears, according to a post that Black Sheep themselves put out onto the forums, it appears that one of the team actually acquired part of a mod from someone else and used it, incorporated it into the Massey Ferguson 600 series for this pack, which immediately invalidated their entry into the mod contest, which is such a shame that that's happened. You know, it means that they've had to withdraw from the mod contest because they've broken the rules. And from the statement that they put out, it also appears that they have dismissed that member from the team. He no longer is associated with Black Sheep modding. And on top of that, they've had to go back in and remove some stuff from their work in progress queues as well. Probably work that he was associated with. So that's why we have this pack early. This wasn't supposed to come out until after the mod contest was done. No mod contest mods were going to come across to console until after the contest, so that it didn't affect voting, because you know only some of the mods from the contest would be able to come to console. Quite a lot won't, because they'll be too complicated, too big, you know, too many script requirements, etc., etc. So it would be unfair to have only some mods, you know, released onto the console and have those being voted on skewing the results in the mod contest. But yeah, their withdrawal means that this pack has now been released properly as a full release on the console mod hub. So if you haven't already got it, do go get it. We're going to quickly go through everything right now. So you won't find the stuff under the normal Massey Ferguson brand, which is here. This obviously contains all the regular in-game Massey stuff, and then the Massey baler from the single axle baler pack that Black Sheep released earlier in the year. No, instead you want this, the MF brand here, down here. This is the old generation Massey stuff. So what do we get in the pack? A lot of stuff. We get this 2-meter plough here in a kind of a ripper design. We have a square baler, which bales 4,000 litre bales, so regular sized square bales. Now this does have a hook on the back of it as well, so that suggests that it could potentially be connected up to the Quadra-Pack bale stacker that they released a couple of months back. I haven't tested that yet myself, so I'm not 100% certain, but that's what it kind of suggests. It's basically it's an older style baler. This one's from 1990, as you can see there. From 1970, we have this fertilizer unit here. It has a 2,000 litre tank, which isn't too bad actually for something that's really, really small. Yet it has a really wide working width, 20 meters. That's a pretty impressive little fertilizer unit there. Then we have this sort of log clamp. There's no date on this, which suggests this may be something that they've added in themselves. I'm not 100% certain if this is a genuine piece of equipment. It may well be, but there's no date attached to this. So We do have something like this available from Biobelts, I think it is, already on consoles as a log claw, but this one obviously is fitting in with this Massey pack really nicely, and we'll definitely be needing one of those on this farm. Then we have the cultivator. This is from 1970. It has a 5 meter working width, but only needs 88 horsepower, which is kind of handy because, as you'll find out in a moment, power requirements, they're all pretty low because all of the vehicles have pretty low power requirements as well. So a good sized cultivator there, 5 meters. Then we have our seeder. This is a 4 meter seeder and has a 500 litre tank, so pretty small. Can handle barley, wheat, canola, soybeans, radish and grass. So can't do row crops, no spuds, no beets, no corn, no sunflowers. Then we have our front loader. Pretty straightforward. Can actually attach to most of the vehicles. We have the front loader fork, and this has 2 different configurations. One with spikes, as you can see in the image. This is a bale spike, and then you can also have with forks to turn it into a pallet fork. Then we have the front loader bucket, and this has 2 options as well: a standard design and then as pictured with teeth. Pretty decent sized bucket as well, 2,000 litres. Then we have the trailers. Now we have this one here first of all. This is a 10,000 litre trailer, and it also has the option of fitting a loading wall as well. I'm using it on this particular farm in standard configuration. This is going to be our grain transport trailer. Then we have this bale trailer here. Again, 2 different configurations on this. Flat as a standard, which is the way I'm going to be using it, and then with the ladders as pictured on the side there to kind of hold those bales in place. Then we have the second of the 2 grain trailers. This one is a large capacity, 14,000 litres, twin axle as opposed to a single axle, and again has the option of a loading wall. That's how I've got it fitted on this particular farm. I'm going to be using this as a silage trailer primarily. We have a second plough option here. This is a more stereotypical, more typical design, and 1.9 meter working width, and it requires 80 horsepower. It's a nice little plough, but I'm going to be using the ripper. Then we have a forage header, so we can use this to pick up road grass, and then shoot it into a trailer. And this does actually have the option of hooking a trailer behind it as well, so we can attach this to the back of a tractor and then attach a trailer to the back of this forage header, and it'll shoot straight into the trailer behind it, which is pretty cool. We have something similar here. This is for chaffing corn. I don't have one of these on the farm right now, and it might be a while before I do get one of these, because I want to try and just use Massey equipment to start with, and seeing as I can't plant corn, kind of seems a little bit redundant to have one of those headers. First of our tractors, the 200 series. This is a tracked Massey, and it's wonderful. I love it. So these are the options that it has. You can fit a front loader to it, and in terms of engine options, there are 2, 66 horsepower and 88 horsepower. The one I'm using is fully rated to 88. In design, you have the option of fitting a sunshade to it. You can fit a sort of a framework, a steel framework around the top to create almost like a logging guard, like a forestry cage. And then you have the option of fitting, with a guard and a cover. I think that's the option that I've gone for on this one. This is going to be my forestry tractor. We have a weight option here, 600 kilogram weights. These just clip onto the front of the tractor, and not particularly big, but just give a little bit of support there. And we have a massive rear weight, 2,500 kilograms there, 2.5 ton weight. This is really, really big and beefy. Then we have the 600 series. Now this is, the tractor that has caused the controversy. It's either with or without the cab, or maybe both. But this is the particular tractor that's caused the controversy and why Black Sheep have had to withdraw from the mod contest, because this is the one that has the acquired mod from a different modder. So let's look at this one first of all. This has loads of options. Again, we can fit a front loader to it. Engine options, there are 5 different engine setups for this. So it starts at 66 horsepower, then goes to 75, then 88, 90, and finally 95 horsepower. So 5 different engine options there. Wheel setup, we can have standard, we can have wide tyres, narrow tyres, rear twin wheels, and we can have 2-wheel drive on this as well. I actually have one with 2-wheel drive, which is going to be my sort of little poodle around the farm tractor for use with front loaders and so on and so forth. And then in terms of design, you've got the standard cabless option. You can also fit it with a sunshade if you want to, or with a forestry cage. This is the cabbed version, almost identical. Same again, has a front loader option. Same engine options, 66 ranging all the way up to 95. Wheel setups are pretty much the same as well, so wides, narrows, rears, twins, 2-wheel drive, and standard. Design, again, you can have a forestry cage fitted to it, or as is. Then we have the self-propelled mower. Now, console users have been waiting for something like this for a long time. It's not the Krone Big M. It's not as big as that, but it does the same kind of thing. This is from 1974, so again, pretty low power requirements, pretty low power outputs, but this is a wonderful little thing. I have actually used this already, just to try it out, because it's the first thing I did when I got the pack installed, was to try this out. I love this. So only costs 15,800. It's cheap. The header, the header costs more than the harvester, which I think is fantastic. But there we go, 80 horsepower that it puts out. It doesn't need a huge amount. This is the header. So 5 meter working width, not huge, but a good decent size, and we'll obviously row behind it. And then we have a little sort of flat trailer here that sits very low to the ground that we can put the header on, so that we can tow it when we're moving from field to field. And then we have the final tractor and the final part of the mod pack, the 3000 series. This is the most powerful option available to us when it comes to tractors, but only just. So again, we have a front loader option. Engine setups, again, we have 5. It starts at 63 horsepower, then goes to 72, 85, 95, and finally tops out at 102 horsepower. That is the highest, horsepower rated engine in this pack, as 100 horsepower. So pretty low powered stuff here. And again, lots of wheel options. We've got standards, rear twins, narrows, and wides. No 2-wheel drive option on this one. And then design, we have a forestry cage, or just a standard. So let's have a little tour around the farm to show you what equipment we're going to be using on our farm going forward. So we have a 2-meter ripper plough, we have a 5-meter cultivator, we have the 4-meter seeder, and we have our fertilizer unit there. So that's our sort of field work tools lined up just there. Over here, I've got a bale spike, I've got a bucket here. I've added in a couple of extra pallets. As you can see, we start with 1 of each of these. I've added in an extra 2 of each. Here is our bale trailer. Now, I've not bothered with the ladders on this because this is going to be a multi-purpose thing. I can use it to move some logs and stuff out of the way. I can also use it to transport pallets, as well as wool pallets when I move into sheep, and feed pallets, fertilizer, so on and so forth, as well as bales. And it has lots and lots of straps as well. Let me jump up here and I'll show you. Plenty of straps, as you can see. And here is the first of our 2 600 series. So this is the cabless version, as you can see, and this is fitted with 2-wheel drive. So just the rear wheels are the power wheels, and we've got these little thin steering wheels here at the front. I love this look. This is fantastic. Here is our front loader attached with a pallet fork, and around the back there is that really big 2500 kilogram weight on the back there. Moving over here, here are our two trailers. So first up we have the single axle trailer. This one has 10,000 litre capacity and comes as standard like that. Here is the dual axle trailer, 14,000 litre capacity, and as you can see, with the loading wall attached to it as well. Running through here, we have our forage header, or foraging device implement just here. And I said it can be hooked up to a trailer. There is the hitching point at the back, just there. That's where you connect your trailer up, just to that thing just there. So it should work with any trailer, according to Black Sheep Modding. We have the second of our two 600 series Masseys. Again, fully upgraded engine. Again, also has front loader attachment just here. We're using wide tyres on this one. This is the little weight that's been added to the front, and it's a beautiful little model. And I'm just going to jump in this just so that I can show you. I did say that the doors open. There we go. We have an opening cab, and we also have an opening rear window on this as well. Really, really nice. The only problem is with the doors and windows is that once you get in, or once you get out, you can't close them unless you get back in again. So if you're going to be sort of jumping out for a little while, it's great. But if you're locking up for the night, you need to kind of close everything down and then just jump out the traditional way. Over here we have the 3000 series, again fitted with a little mini front weight here, fitted with wide tyres, and this also has a door option. Door opens a different way this time, and a rear window option as well. Really nice, really simple little system for the door window opening. Here is our harvester. Sorry, not a harvester, our self-propelled mower. And again, this also has a fully opening door as well. No window option on this one though, just the door. Here's the header mounted on the trailer. This is so much fun to use. I really do love it. And because there is no combine, and I'm going to prefix that with the word yet, there is no combine yet. We're going to be using the Case 1660 axial flow. It's the same kind of period, same kind of design, colour kind of matches. It's the wrong brand, but we'll pretend it's a Massey for now. And then last but not least, here it is, the Tracked 200 series. So you can see this is the sunshade that's fitted. Got these little supports at the back here, and that's the sunshade. And then over the top of that, I've got the cage fitted as well. This is the forestry cage, and this is simply because this is going to be mainly used as my forestry tractor. This is the claw device here, and you can see that there is a slight problem with the colour. This is supposed to be that same maroon colour as the Massey pack, but it's loaded in black. The colour hasn't worked properly, so a little bit buggy. That'll get patched pretty quickly. Black Sheep are very, very good at patching their stuff. And again, this is where a weight would be fitted. I haven't fitted one on here just so I could show you what it actually looks like without the weights. All of the Masseys have that sort of gap there, and then that small front weight just clips onto that gap. And then around the back, 3-point linkage is there as usual. So that's all the equipment that we have on this particular farm. Nice, good amount of stuff. And as I said, everything that we have on this farm has been bought just by selling off the starting equipment and then taking out an additional $25,000 as a loan to cover the cost of the 200C, which was the last tractor I bought, and those extra pallets as well. And that's it. No money mod has been used to buy any of this. No bank-breaking loans have been taken out. We started with a $75,000 loan. That's been pushed up to $100,000. That's it. So all of that equipment that we bought, if we go to new vehicles, you can see we raised, if you look in the Monday column, we raised $379,000 in sales from selling off the original start equipment, and we spent $409,000, or euros, as I should say, buying in everything. So a €30,000 difference. That's it. That's the entire difference from getting rid of all the old equipment and buying in all of this new stuff, including buying that case combine. That's the most expensive thing on here. That cost a couple of $100,000 for the combine and the header. Everything else is dirt cheap by comparison. So the huge bulk of the money, over half the money, went just on one combine harvester. But there we go. That is everything that we're going to be using on Massey Manor. So before we go, there is one last thing I want to show you, or mention to you. Obviously, we talked about the controversy of the pack being released, which is always a shame when things like that happen. However, on a separate post on the forums, Black Sheep did announce that they are working on an expansion. So someone asked them some questions about updates and license plates and so on and so forth, and they also asked about why there's no harvester. And I'm going to read the response that they said. Yes, there will be updates on this pack. For license plates, yes, we were thinking of an option for several countries. For the harvester, unfortunately this time we will miss, but a second Massey Ferguson pack will come later with even more tools and vehicles. And then someone else asked about the swath silage picker upper. Can we attach bigger trailers on them? And the answer was yes, it will work with any trailer. So they are going to be working on a second pack. Now, my guess is that we're going to see a combine in that pack, and we're going to see a corn / root crop seeder in that pack as the two main features, and then maybe even an additional vehicle or two. Curious to see what they're going to come up with. There's no spraying implements in this pack either, so we might see a sprayer of some kind. Really curious to see what else they add in. But that is being worked on, and I think that we may have had a little bit more information on that by now had it not been for the removing someone from the team and deleting some stuff from the work in progress. My worry is that that second pack has been pretty heavily affected. We'll have to wait and see what happens as more details start to come out and come to light. And obviously we'll keep you guys abridged and updated as we find things out. So there we go. That is everything we're going to be using on the farm. That's all the information I have on what's going on with the Massey packs. And Massey Manor, as you can see, being rebooted, will restart next Monday. And will be twice a week. We'll have Massey Mondays and we'll have midweek Massey. So Mondays and Wednesdays we'll be running Massey Manor on this farm with this equipment, and then when the second pack comes out we will add that in and give us some extra options. Hopefully we'll get a Massey combine added into that as well, and who knows, maybe we may even add in some of the slightly more modern stuff as well. Time will tell on that. But that is what Massey Manor is going to be going forward, and I really hope you enjoy the series. Now, I haven't collected any of the golden nuggets, so like I said, everything that we bought just by selling off the starting equipment. I have no need for the nuggets to be able to buy more equipment because I have all the equipment I need to get started. However, we have no livestock and we have just the starting field. So, if you want the nuggets to be collected, then let me know in the comments section. And then I will, over the weekend, look and based on the responses, I will either collect the nuggets and put that money into a couple of new fields and the rest into livestock, or I will leave the nuggets alone and we will just play as is. So let me know in the comments section. Feed my down below area. Let me know what you want me to do regarding that. And as I said, over the weekend I will have a look through those, tally up, and then if we're going to do nuggets, I will I'll either collect those Sunday night, Monday morning, or I would ignore them and then just record the next episode on Monday. So please do let me know what you want us to do with that. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I will catch you back on the new rebooted Massey Manor next Monday.